Welcome to another highly questionable. What do you like today, Bomani?
Soon to be legend at the bank, Harrison Barnes.
No, come on, man. Dale, papi.
Should the Heat be worried that Dwayne Wade could leave Miami?
This one's interesting. As recently as February, Dwayne Wade said, I don't want to do this whole free agent dance from last offseason where I'm talking about negotiating. And now Brian Windhorst is reporting that we're going to do that free agent dance, that he's mulling offers, that there's going to be money available after having a good year. And if he wants that 3 years, $45 million, somebody might give it to him. I'd be bothered if I were Dwayne Wade. And Hassan Whiteside, who's done nothing for the organization, has been made a priority. I'd be bothered if I were Dwayne Wade, if we were talking about money for Goran Dragic and for Kevin Durant. Where's my money? You understand? He wants his money.
The problem also, though, is where is your field goal percentage? Because it has plummeted the last 2 years from every distance on the floor. This is one of the trickier questions I can think of in free agency. What is Dwayne Wade worth to the market versus what Dwayne Wade is worth to the Heat? And a lot of his value to the Heat is face of the franchise. He is that guy in this city. Can you really afford to let him walk, especially in a year where the salary cap is beginning to explode? It's hard to argue that you don't have the money for the dude who sacrificed years of his prime to help you put together the greatest stretch in franchise history.
At discounts, what's arrived at the Heat's doorstep is the Kobe dilemma. Do you do what the Lakers did with Kobe Bryant late in his career? And you've got a bad situation here where you can understand why the Heat would be like, hey, we want to pay you for your now and for your future. And he's saying, how about you pay me for my past?
You know, if I were the Heat, what I would do?
Oh, here we go.
I'd pay Wade a bunch of money. I let Whiteside go away and get a bunch of scrubs around Wade and say, here's your team, Wade.
Oh, wow, punish Wade.
That's right.
Wow.
You want the money? Give him all the money. Sit back and wait 3 more years. And when he strolls, well, I don't know where you wanted all this money. Now you got it. You got to perform. That's what I would do.
Turned on Dwayne Wade.
Something to think about, though. What if they don't sign Whiteside and then come back, hey, Dwayne, you know, that was just negotiating posture. Then what?
Should Dan Gilbert be 100% confident that LeBron opting out is just a formality?
You know, it's interesting. 6 years ago, LeBron James was a free agent, and it was the biggest deal in the world. Now LeBron James is going to be a free agent every year. We barely think about it. Now, he's opted out of his deal. Is it a mere formality? No, he's not doing this because it's a formality. He's doing this to squeeze Dan Gilbert. Never forget, he couldn't look at the man on the stage at the parade. You think he's going to do anything to make Dan Gilbert's life easier? Of course not. This is LeBron sitting back saying, do something.
And he also gets a couple of $1 million for opting out. And there's no reason that he would just give those $1 million to Dan Gilbert when you can make the argument that LeBron James is vastly, vastly underpaid as anyone in sports, given what his actual value is. But 100%, you can't always be 100% with LeBron and moving, but you can be as close to 100% as possible.
Here's what I'd worry if I were Dan Gilbert, though. You got to be honest about this. You had a team that was good enough to win a championship in 2016. Do you think that team is good enough to win a championship in 2017? Because I'm not so sure.
Well, I don't know. I think that LeBron, he should be looking around, set up some meetings like Kevin Durant, make Dan Gilbert sweat all the way to the end, make him sweat. Squeeze everything out of that guy.
The only issue is, that whole Cleveland place that burned your jerseys already, that wouldn't fly with them so much. Dan Gilbert would be fun to watch.
The other crazy part, he's the best player in the league. And if LeBron said he would have meetings, how many teams do you think would show up? 0, because nobody thinks he's leaving.
Should the Lakers really be shocked that Kevin Durant isn't meeting with them?
This franchise has fallen on hard times, man. It used to be Magic and Kobe and Shaquille O'Neal and Kareem, and we can get anybody we want. We get the people that we want, and now we can't even secure a meeting with Kevin Durant. It is a little mystifying, Bomani. Even though they don't seem to have much of a future, why wouldn't you grant that market and that franchise at least the courtesy of a meeting? But LaMarcus Aldridge didn't seem so interested in the way the meetings went with him last year, so you guess you can understand it if you don't want to be doing 40 meetings.
Yeah, except the thing is, it's not like Durant's going to go anywhere at the end of this season, so you'd think the Lakers next season would at least look better. What I find to be strange about the way that we perceive the Lakers, you talk about them not having a future. If I told you any other franchise in the league had D'Angelo Russell, Clarkson, Julius Randle, and was adding Brandon Ingram to the mix, would we say that that team does not have a future? We say it because it's the Lakers, the team that's never had to worry about the future because they've always been in such a great place for the right now. But if I told you that some team in the Northwest Division had that set of young pieces, we wouldn't talk so bad about it.
The Lakers, the Lakers, they sound familiar to me. Were they good ones?
In Minneapolis,
Yeah.
back when they were the Minneapolis Lakers of George Mikan.
What would have said about Harrison Barnes if he actually signed with the Sixers?
I gotta say, man, I feel bad for Harrison Barnes because throughout this whole season, we've held him up as a guy that was going to make a lot of money but didn't deserve to make a lot of money, as if you have to explain why you take a lot of money when somebody wants to give it to you. Apparently, the Sixers are a team that will be very interested in making all of Harrison Barnes' financial dreams come true. Now, the issue is, of course, he was playing with the champion, and he would then be going to play with the worst team that many of us have ever seen. However, he's 24 years old. That first contract you re-up on, you sign for the money. He's already got a ring. Take the money, no matter how sorry they are.
How about this one? Harrison Barnes last year from the Golden State Warriors turned down $16 million a year, which was about what LeBron was making when he played for the Miami Heat. That's what Harrison Barnes turned down, and now he's going to get more than that from the Sixers as the centerpiece of a team. Harrison Barnes, I'm guessing, these guys don't ever think they're just trading winning for money. This guy thinks that he can go there and make a difference, make the Philadelphia 76ers better than they are, help them rejuvenate their franchise. He's not wrong. He'll be able to help. He just won't be able to help much.
And he'll make a lot of money. Like, he might not look at it as a straight trade, but he knows damn well he's going to make a lot of money.
That's right. There'll be no pressure on him to perform on the finals or
That's
even
right.
in the playoff, because
That's
they're
right.
not going to make it
I mean,
to the
there you
playoff and
go.
on the finals. So it's
There-
easy money for you.
There you go. He won't have any of those issues choking in the finals anymore.
Just those patient Philadelphia fans. That's all.
More money, long vacation.
Yes.
That's a dream comes true. Sounds
Yeah,
good to me.
Yeah, it is. It's great. It's a great deal.
Coming up next on my son Stevie show, we talk to Dennis Leary.
I have a hunting arrow in my forehead. You can still see the scar here. Probably, I don't know if you can see it. So, I'm like, I literally, I'm like you guys. For the first minute, I was like, wait a minute, is there an arrow in my head? What the hell's going on?
My son Stevie show is presented by Modelo Especial, brew with a fighting spirit since 1925. Brought to you by Modelo Especial. Joining us at the beach today is Dennis Leary.
The comedian. He stars in the FX show Sex and Drugs and Rock and Roll. Season 2 premieres on Thursday, June 30th, 10 p.m. Eastern. Let's talk to Dennis. Dennis, how many fights did you get your brother into when you were young because you were the wise guy?
Did you talk to my brother?
We've heard about this. We've heard that you
Oh,
got
okay.
into a lot of fights.
Yeah, my brother was and is a very big man. My brother was a two-way player in football. He was a lineman, and he was a good fighter. And he was kind of quiet, and I was the Irish wise guy. So, actually, none of the big guys. I could walk up to the biggest guy in the neighborhood and call him out, and he wouldn't hit me because he knew he would have to fight my brother.
Give us the most memorable story involving you getting your brother into a fight. Give us the one that stands out all these years later.
Wow. Well, there was a guy, we were playing, asphalt touch football in my neighborhood. We all went to the same school, and there was a big parking lot there, so we'd go play. Yeah, you start out playing touch football, but you know how it is, like 15 minutes in, everybody's tackling each other, knocking each other down. And there was a big kid, I was playing wide receiver, and there was a big kid on the defense who just walloped me. My brother was on my team. He just walloped me, and I mouthed off to him, and I slapped him in the face, and he had me down on the ground, and he went to cocked his fist to throw his first punch, and then he just disappeared, just like, like that, and I was like, where'd he go? And I looked over, my brother had rolled over on top of him and just beat the out of him, and I was like, wow, that was awesome,
Did you ever test your brother, or did you know better than that?
Oh, my brother and I would have to estimate. We lived in the same room. We grew up in a three-decker to begin with, and we were on the top floor. And my brother and I lived in the attic in a room up there, which was, again, we didn't mind. We didn't know any better. So we shared a room for, 17, 18 years together. And especially when we were teenagers, we would fight over anything. My record, like I said, my brother was a big guy and a tough guy. My record in fights against my brother was probably 0-197. But the thing that always worked in my favor was I never cried. I never told my parents. And even when he was beating the out of me, I was just wising off. It just drove him nuts,
So not even around 0-195 did you think, maybe I should stop?
No, I enjoyed it. It's just because it made him so mad. He'd be mad for days.
Why and how did it come to be that he shot you in the head with a bow and arrow?
Okay, so in our neighborhood, Cliffy DeCourcy lived across the street. His parents, now think about this. This is downtown Worcester, Mass. We lived in downtown Worcester, Mass. His father buys him a hunting bow and arrow set for Christmas, okay? So I was doing a shortcut to my house through an alleyway, and there was like a wooden garage door at the end of the alley. And as I came through, I heard my brother go, "Hey," and I looked up, and my brother has a bow and arrow, and right as I'm looking at him, he lets it go, and the thing goes right into my head. And I see him and Cliffy run in two different directions. So I have a hunting arrow in my forehead. You can still see the scar here. Probably, I don't know if you can see it. So I'm like, I'm like you guys. For the first minute, I was like, wait a minute, is there an arrow in my head? What the hell's going on? So I climb up the back stairs of the three-decker and I walk in. By the way, it didn't really hurt that much until I got upstairs and my Uncle Jerry was sitting there having a beer and he looked over at me and he went, and as soon as he pulled it out, there's blood just spurting everywhere. So anyways, the backstory was Cliffy's dad bought him the bow and arrow because they were going to go hunting. He told them not to use it in the neighborhood, obviously. And my brother and Cliffy thought it would be a brilliant idea for them to go outside and shoot the bow and arrow, into the garage. But when my brother saw me, I think what he was doing, he was saying, "Hey, move out of the way." But of course, I froze like a deer in the headlights. But the best part about the story is my brother tried to deny it was him and said it was Cliffy DeCourcy. And I was like, dude. And then Cliffy became a very reputable fireman and then eventually a fire chief in the city of Worcester, Massachusetts. And whenever I needed backup on remember, it was your brother. I ran one way, he ran the other. But I'm lucky I concede today.
Dennis, Boppy wants to undercut you. What do you got, Boppy?
Dennis, what is the worst moment you have ever had doing a stand-up?
Ooh.
Oh, wow. The worst moment I ever had doing a stand-up. A guy puked, a guy in the front row in a tiny club. The stage was basically a triangle in one corner, and it went out like this. So the people in the front row were about 3 feet away from where you were standing on stage. And out of nowhere, he didn't look drunk, he didn't act drunk, he just projectile vomited. And he got me, my shoes, he got the wall on this side and the wall, yeah. And it was like one of those things where it's like that. But, I spent another 20 minutes making fun of him, so I got 20 minutes of projectile vomit material out of it.
Good talking to you, Leary. Thanks for making time for us.
You're welcome, guys. Thank you. Pops.
Gracias,
bye-bye.
Dennis. Gracias. Gracias.
All
nice
right, man.
talking to you.
Okay. That was awesome.
Highly questionable is broadcast from the Clevelander Hotel on beautiful South Beach, Miami. Hey, what's up? Shut up. Uh-huh. Okay, what's up? Shut up. Riding around in my brand new 99 four-door Volvo. I got a pocket full of bees, cocoa wheat, and ain't got no place to go, though. But all my Boca boys, they know, though, that's facho, though.
Are those Bugle Boy jeans you're wearing?
Hell nah, bo. You know, they polo. My son's TV show is presented by Modelo Especial, brewed with a fighting spirit since 1925. Do you question if James Harrison is over the hill?
I just want to point out, in case James Harrison is watching, I would never say that you were over the hill. I would never broach a question like that. That's a faceless producer that's out here disrespecting him. And how could he ever be over the hill? I mean, he's been working off of old man strength since he was 23 years old. But this is a game called Danny Ball. They're playing this in Phoenix. It involves the 10-pound medicine ball. Dan, why you say that James Harrison over the hill?
My father called him a studio gangster earlier this week.
I didn't. Here we go. I'm guessing he's not over the hill, guys.
Oh, what's happening here?
Ooh, that almost hit Kevin Love in the face. Yeah, I think he's just fine.
What was that? I mean, that was a fun exercise form. What kind of question was this? The question should be, hey, you guys want to see a video of James Harrison on the beach throwing around a medicine ball? Because this is a ridiculous question. The answer is yes, by the way. I did want to see that.
I'll prove you that he's not over the hill with this. Watch this. There we go.
Man, he's working those lovemaking muscles.
That's what I was about to say. I don't know what this is going to do for him in football.
But lady,
That's 5 plates, man.
man, oh man.
You know, if James Harrison wants to really get strong in that area, he should try this.
Try what? Oh, for the love of God, man.
That's right. I forgot about.
Oh, for this, I mean, what, you forgot about this? How would you forget about this?
By trying hard.
Strong man lifts and swings 3 boxes of beer with his Draymond groin.
The only thing about it is this appears to be nothing but him and his homeboys. I don't really know like what he's going to parlay this into.
Wow, that is unpleasant.
That also seems like a horrible accident waiting to happen.
So how long is this video?
Wow, look at that crowd.
Yeah, it was not just his homeboys. It was his homeboys and their wives taking video, meaning his homeboys wish he would stop doing that.
Do you question this motivational tactic?
We're going to the Legends Football League. It used to be about lingerie, now it's about the Legends. This is Donnie Williams, the coach of the New England Liberty, because the names of teams in leagues like this are always terrible. What do we have?
You mean to tell me you gonna let that mush you down there like that and you ain't breaking that face right now? You mean to tell me you're gonna allow that to do what she done and you didn't come out here and try to break her neck, and even you can't find her teammate and break her neck for what she done to you down there? You mean to tell me you ain't got that kind of evil streak in you? I would literally hike the ball and punch that in the face. Are you crazy? Don't ever let anybody do you like that.
Well said.
Time to play the game that longs for your sweet caress. See? Or no?
Tell us what's on television tonight. We'll try to be intrigued.
On CNBC, Jay Leno's garage.
What is in Jay Leno's garage? A whole bunch of cars, right? He collects a lot of cars. What does he have? Let's see.
2,500 horsepower on 2 wheels. What could go wrong?
Damn it. You all right? You okay?
I'm okay, yeah.
Okay. What's your name?
Bob Riggle,
How old are you, Bob?
80.
What track are we at, Bob?
You're at Urbandale.
Anything hurting you right now?
No.
My name is Bob Riggle, and I'm 80, and I'm at Irwindale.
I mean, can you guys just show the video of him flipping over again? I mean, what could possibly go wrong? 200 miles an hour on shopping cart wheels. Just show the video of him in slow motion with his face all jowly and shaking. Bomani, are you intrigued?
You want to go back to the part where the dude driving the car was 80 years old?
right.
So you want to get there? How about that? Like, hey, Jay Leno,
Yeah,
why are you in the passenger seat? Like, I feel like you committed a crime, aiding and abetting.
Boppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. You know, Jay Leno, he looks older than what he is, but he looks much better than Dave Letterman. Look at Dave Letterman. There we go.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's like, I ain't never got to go to work again.
oh
There
no,
we go.
there's the close-up. Oh, good camera work, guys.
On VH1, Dating Naked.
Why don't you say what you just said, mumbled under your breath before we started this, and they told us what was
What
going on.
is going on?
Yeah, dating naked. What the hell is going on here? Let's see.
I believe that I'm gonna find the man of my dreams on this beautiful island.
Wow, you are really hot. Jesus.
Well, thank you.
I won't have a cell phone. I won't have emails. What the hell am I doing? Oh!
Now what?
I don't know. What do we do from here?
Why not? Boom!
How you doing?
Hi. Dun, 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 dun.
Go!
I am making connections with multiple men.
Do you feel like you're gonna find love here?
Yeah.
You're a geezer pleaser, huh?
What the hell did I get myself into?
I love that the whole show just came together. That we had the guy who was before shirtless swinging boxes from his, and the guy who was driving Jay Leno around as a geezer pleaser. Okay, Bomani, are you intrigued?
Geezer pleaser.
I'm so sorry.
I'm a watch though.
No.
I'm not the
No.
geezer. I mean, hey, look, it looks a little bit different from The Bachelorette, if you know what I mean. You see it from some of those scenes.
Bobby, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. I want to see what that old guy is going to be able to do, when he's part of the crowd in there, He got some tough competition in there.
I don't want to see anything that old man can do.
Well, I tell you one thing. He got that some old man move in there, the guy's full of tricks, after so many years, he got a bag full of tricks in there, that might make the whole difference in that episode there.
Bag full of tricks or a bottle full of pills?
That too. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching.
Check out his radio show, 4 to 7 Eastern, the right time with Bomani Jones, ESPN Radio.
Gracias. See you mañana.
I took a pill about half an hour ago. You guys want to go to the beach? Yeah? No?
Man, unpleasant.